What is up? Appreciate y'all. Thank you. So much love and support has been coming my way since the FTMO interview dropped a couple days ago. Even before the interview, if you was messing with me on this channel, if you were showing me love, I appreciate you. Y'all are the OGs. I hadn't even hit 1,000 subscribers yet. So if you're here right now, you one of the OGs. I appreciate you so much, straight up. I just wanted to go over real quick the 30K day that I had today on gold. It's an Omega trade. I'm not going to go in super detail on it though, because later this week, I'm actually going to drop a revised Omega trade tutorial for y'all. It's more bulletproof. Yeah, you'll see, because basically I took an L on one of them. And like I said, when I take an L, I'm going to pull up all the ones that, I won, and I'm going to compare it to the one I lost until, and pick it apart till I figure it out. And I figured it out, and I'm going to show y'all exactly the L I took, that setup, and how I found out what the issue was. But anyway, real quick, let's just run through this super quick. So first rule of the Omega strategy is we have to be chopping between the 144 and the 50 EMAs on the H1 time frame. So 144 is my purple, the 50 is my gold lines. And as you see, the price is just chopping through these. Now I know you see prices way above the 144 right here. So you might be thinking like, dude, that's not between the 144 and the 50. What are you talking about? But just as long as this, like the bulk of the pattern is kind of symmetrical or chopping through good enough, like it's cool. And once you see enough of them, you'll start to understand. But you do definitely I am stuttering my behind off. I ain't editing none of that out. Forget it. It's late and I'm tired. But anyway, as you see, it's chopping through here, and then we're also overbought right here. So that's pretty much rule number one that you need to see in order to say, okay, this is probably an Omega setup about to happen. So the only thing that you need to do is start looking for confirmation. And the way we confirm Omega is we need price to pass the last prominent point in the structure. Now, I used to say the last prominent wick is now the last prominent point, but I'll go more into that on the tutorial. So let's just keep on pushing. This right here was my last prominent point. So I drew a line right here, and then this H1 candle closed past that last prominent point. So now the downward move was confirmed. All right. So what I do at this point is I go to the 15-minute chart and I just wait on price to come up and grab the 50 EMA. And then ideally we would take the trade right here and catch all the pips. That's not what happened because I did not wake up for London session, but I'm just letting you know anywhere within this range right here where it touched the 50 EMA on M15, this was your prime entry. Since I wasn't up though, when I woke up, it was actually kind of down here, and then NFP was about to happen. So I always wait till at least 30 minutes after NFP before I trade. If NFP is happening that day. So I didn't take any trades until after 8 a.m. Central Time, since that's my time zone. This green candle was NFP. All right. 15 minutes later at 7:45, it did actually peak above the 50 EMA again. So I could have gotten in right here, but I'm just not comfortable trading until at least 30 minutes after NFP. So I thought I missed the trade. I was like, crap, it went ahead and took off. Because it dropped like almost 100 pips immediately from where I should have got in. Let's see. Oh yeah, over 100 pips. So about 110 pips it dropped from where I should have got in. So I was like, well, missed that trade. I guess I won't be taking no trades today. And then it shot back up. And so when it shot back up, I was like, ha, appreciate your market. So then I started taking entries, and I actually ended up taking 3 entries, as you saw in the screenshot, pretty much within this zone. I did not think it was going to come all the way back up to the 50 EMA because it already touched it here and then again right here. So once it came up, basically what I did is I went to the H1 chart and I said, once it hits the 10 EMA, because a lot of times price bounces off the 10 as well. So once this kind of hits that 10 EMA, then I'm just going to go ahead and take the trade. And so that's what I did, is when it hit kind of right up in here, I took my first entry. I'll just drag this line down right here. I took my first entry kind of about right there. Then it went up some more. So I was like, oh, okay, well, bet. So I took another entry somewhere up in there, and then it went up some more and actually grabbed the gold. So I was like, take one more entry right about there then. And so that's pretty much how we got our 3 entries that totaled 25 lots. So once that happened, pretty much the market turned around pretty quickly after that. And then it shot down about 130 pips in 45 minutes. And then I was waiting on it shot down so quick. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, man, it's probably finna go down 200 pips or something like that. At least come down into my bands, right? It didn't do that. So I was literally looking at $30,000 when it was right here, and I didn't take it. As you see, it turned into a hammer and then shot on up and retraced 100 pips. And I'm sitting here like, dude, what in the world? I didn't panic, but I was mad though. Only reason I didn't panic is because, again, the Omega trade, it was confirmed. And so the probability of price continuing to go down for the rest of the day was just extremely high. So I wasn't tripping. I just figured it was probably going to retrace back up, like I said, kind of how it bounced off that 10, and that's what it did this time. So that's why I didn't really panic. And then once it started moving down again, I was prepared, and I told myself, as soon as it passes the bottom of this wick, I'm getting out. 1, because it's Friday. 2, because I don't want it to, turn around and go back up on me, which, as we see now, it did. So I'm glad I did, got out right there. And 3, I went to H4 because I was curious why it bounced off that area the first time. And then I saw, well, I guess this is a pretty, a prominent zone right here that price, bounced off of a couple times. And so if I extend that zone, we see it bounced off of it again right here. And then now again, if I come back to the 15-minute chart, you see it just popped that zone right there. And then it came down, popped it again, and bounced off again. So we got out just inside that zone. I was going to mention something else and I forgot, and it was slick important, but I know what it was. Man, I put it in the tutorial video. So like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into it. I just wanted to give you an idea how we caught 130 pips today and made $30,000. So that was the setup. That was the Omega. And again, be on the lookout for the revised strategy coming next week. And real quick, I've been getting 2 questions I want to address real quick. I've been getting a lot of questions on what are these blue and grayish boxes on my chart. These are session boxes. They simply help me know if I'm in New York session or Asian session. Like when I'm back testing and I'm scrolling back, these blue boxes help me to know, oh, this is New York session. It's not the whole New York session. It's like the prime New York session hours. And just like this box, this is the Asian session hours. And then this area just outside the Asian box is, of course, London session. So it's like Asian, no box after Asian means London session. And then the blue box is the heart of New York session. Then just outside the New York session box is just the rest of New York session before Asian hits again. That's all that is. Just helps me keep up with what part of the day I'm in when I'm back testing. The other thing I keep getting asked is a lot of you are having issues. I guess when you download my template, the bands are not pulling up this way for some reason. I've never had the issue, y'all. I've been downloading these bands for years. I've probably installed these bands like 6 times. I've never had an issue, so I'm not too sure how to troubleshoot that or tell y'all what may be wrong. But just pause it. Take take note of these settings. These settings are for the top and the bottom band. And then these settings will be for the 2 bands inside. Okay, so just pause the video and take note of those settings. Oh, and so everything below that is just alerts. I have all mine set to false because I don't like alerts. So this is really what you need to see right here. any more, if any additional lines and stuff are popping up, just, set those to where the color is none. So you won't see those lines, and you'll just have these two bands left over. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching, and be on the lookout for the revised Omega Trade strategy.